Hey everybody, it's Ruder bringing you another League of Legends commentary. This time I'm going to be playing Skarner, a brand new champion to the league. Was introduced on the 9th of August, and it is now the 12th, so I do apologize, it's been a few days while he's been out. Just trying to get some footage on him, and it's been rather difficult, between learning the champion, playing in normal so that I can guarantee I can pick the champion, trying to find a full pre-made of individuals that wanted to go for a win instead of just, doing some random thing. There have been a lot of complications. I played with a lot of subs trying to get some footage. I went ahead and went with this game right here because I feel it shows his best jungling route and the best job he can do as a jungler. Now, that being said, the other reason I was so slow on getting footage out is because I was really just trying to learn the champion. I was playing him in top lane solo. I have been playing him with a babysitter bottom. I've been playing him with pretty much every position and having decent to terrible luck on some rounds. I mean, you do find laning, and you'd be coming out ahead, but because it wasn't normal, and if I wasn't with a full pre-made, if I was in the solo lane and I did fine, the other lanes failed, like let's just say mid failed and bottom failed, and really we would just end up losing the game, so I couldn't get a full game footage for you. I would do really, really well in laning, and the team would be kind of a letdown, we'd go into team fights and it just wouldn't go anywhere. Or I would do horrible in laning phase, but once we got to team fights, everything turned around well, and it wasn't a good, I'm trying to provide a view, kind of like a window into this champion for someone that's realistic about it, someone that's going to say, hey, this is the real issue with this champion, this is where he's sitting, this is where he needs to go. I'm not going to just, butter it up and make it look awesome. This champion needs some buffs. He's a little bit weak. But I do think that jungling with this champion is your best bet. Here we go into bottom lane. Taric has a nice creep stun there, and we do not go for Sona immediately. Tryndamere, with less than 150 health, runs back in there for Olaf to one-shot. I continue staying on her. I get one auto attack on Olaf. I flash back to Sona, and I'm spamming my Q, just trying to get the slow. One more E, one more auto attack, and the red buff will take her out. I will die to Olaf and the tower here. Taric couldn't keep me up to the both of them. I was a little overly aggressive, but, at that point I was just so committed I needed to go with it. Here I'm coming in for Sona again. Taric is going to flash stun. This time he's going to land it. I am past 6 at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and snag him, drag him back towards my team, and continue spamming my Q, my E, and be right on top of the opponents. Now, as far as Skarner's abilities, they're not bad. Okay, they're very, very cheap mana cost. They have a very, very low cost of them, but that can be a little bit deceiving. Really, truly, this champion hurts for mana more than any other champion I've played. Because you're spamming your abilities the entire time. He is supposed to be a spammy champion because of his passive. Every time he auto attacks, you're going to be able to lower your cooldowns half a second, and that's just going to make you continue spamming. But without a blue buff, you're going to be hurting from mana. The way I have found to deal with this is to rush a tier and go into mana immune, and I know a lot of people are probably rolling their eyes right now, but if you're going to play jungle Skarner, you're going to need to have blue buff, and so you're going to need to have the armor runes to go ahead and get that at the very beginning. So it's either you take the MP5 runes for your mana issue later, and you don't jungle, or you jungle, take the armor, build a mana immune for late game so you can give your blue buff to someone that actually appreciates it and actually needs it. Now, another big issue with Skarner is that he has a very difficult time fitting into the current metagame. He's supposed to be a jungler, a fighter, and really the only position for a jungler or a fighter right now is going to be in the bottom lane being babysat, or it's going to be a tankier jungle. Here we had a nice pull on Sona after a nice stun from Taric. We fight the Nocturne, and we're going to fight the Olaf here. His true damage is going to go straight through my defenses there, even with the Taric buff on armor, and he's going to take me out. So that just shows you that he is kind of sturdy. But the other thing is that there are so many different ways to build this champion, and I don't think people have fully explored that yet, and I think there's a whole realm of possibilities to go with here. Here I went ahead and snagged the opponent's Skarner with my ultimate so he couldn't get away, and we got a nice easy kill there. I flash onto Nocturne, I'm auto-attacking, I'm spamming my Q, which is going to slow, and we're going to take him out very quickly. Now, before I go too far into item build and development and what I think and where I think he's sitting on that, we're going to go ahead and discuss his abilities. Now, the Q is going to do a small amount of damage around the champion, and it's going to appear as a dust cloud the first time. But if it does damage to anybody around him, it will activate a crystallized version where his pincers get nice and shiny, and every time after you see I'm shiny there, and every time after I'm going to have a white circle that comes out around. Now that's doing the basic damage, but it's also going to be doing an AP ratio on top of that. So hybrid items that are like, Ginsu's Rage Blade or Gunblade or any of those items that have both an AP and an AD ratio to it, he does well with. And as I said earlier, you're going to need to go ahead and make a Manamune if you want to spam as efficiently as possible, because although his spells have that deceptively low mana cost, his mana pool blows. And really, to be the most effective, with auto-attacking and staying on top of an opponent, you're going to want to spam the entire time. So his W actually puts a shield on the champion that not only protects from a small amount of damage, gives him an incredible speed boost. It kind of makes him like a race car just flying around the map. And the third thing about it is that it does increase your attack speed. So that synergizes very well with your passive, so every time you do an auto attack, it's going to be half a second off your abilities. So you shield up, just auto attack your way through the jungle real quick. But the strange part is you can't take levels in that early if you want to survive the early jungle scene. You want to get through there one time completely, and you're not going to be able to do it unless you're receiving the heal from your E. And now, the E is a skill shot ability, and it's that long, I don't even know what you want to call it, just a pulse, okay? It's just one shot, and it's going to hit a bunch of enemies in a row. It doesn't do less damage for each enemy it hits, but what it does do, you saw right there, it puts that nice little glowy blue thing you see on some of those creeps right there. Now, if I do damage to a creep that has the bluey glow effect on it, I will receive a heal for it. So, items like Spirit Visage and Spell Vamp, they are very interesting on this champion because they do have a lot of cool effects you can use. You can heal yourself very quickly in a solo lane. He has a lot of sustainability with this effect. But really, I just use it for the jungle. It's your highest base damage. You need to level your E first, and you're just going to pound through the jungle using it. Now, the last ability is your ultimate, which I'm sure most people are familiar with. If you play Dota, it's going to be like Batrider. If you play Han, it's going to be like Rampage's current ultimate. Not his old ultimate, but his current ultimate. And what that does is it will allow you to just latch onto an opponent and drag them backwards or forwards or wherever you feel they need to be. I have used it many times. You see here Tarek got dragged by the opponent Skarner, and as Katarina was doing her ultimate, I drug her away from the team, trying to cause a little less team damage going on. It's interesting. It's really a cool effect. It's something that it really punishes people that overextend. His skill set does work well with the pull. The shield allows you to rush in there real quickly, snag somebody with your tail, drag them back, and then when they come out of it, sit there and spam your Q, and you will be able to stay right on top of the opponent and you can possibly get a kill. So what that really does is it's almost like a blitz effect, okay? If someone gets pulled into your team with blitz, you've all been there. Like, let's just say it's your AD carry. Your AD carry gets pulled into the team. AD carry goes down. It's a 5v4 in their favor, and they just drop you. What this champion can do is rush in, grab someone that's overextending, and drag them back into their team. Here we see I was going to flash over the wall and grab this Katarina and hold her still for the team. Team takes her out. The other thing that you need to be super careful of while using Skarner's ultimate is that while you're grabbing an opponent and dragging them backwards towards your team, you don't want to go too far. You need to get a feel for how far the distance is. Here's a good clip. I was just auto-attacking these golems here, trying to reduce the time on my ultimate. And it is super valuable for the team. Do not do what I'm about to do here. I go in the bottom bush, and Nocturne shields it because I'm an idiot, and I didn't drag Nocturne into the team, and we didn't get the kill there. And because I wasted the ultimate, we're going to be at a disadvantage when they grab our trend here in just a second. So here you see we are sitting down there at bottom tower. Skarner is looking for someone to overextend so we can grab him. There it is. He got Tournamere, and he's going to back him up into the team. And you saw that Skarner went too far. He didn't realize how long he had a hold on the opponent, and he drug him too far and wasn't able to get the slow on Tournamere. Tournamere actually got out of there. He could have gotten away here, but he decided to come back in for a kill steal. I mean, I probably would too in his shoes. The team fight was pretty much done. So you need to get a feel for the ultimate. It's really nice. It's really good. The other thing about the ultimate is that it is a bread and butter with flash, okay? Flash is going to be huge while using Skarner. You need to use it to flash onto an opponent, grab them, and back out. Here's a chasing scenario where I use my shield to catch up to the Sona, grab her, just hold her in the middle of my team. I didn't even need to go anywhere. Just make sure that Morgana was able to land her stasis, her Q, I think it is, her skill shot, and, take down that champion, leading into a 5v4 in our favor. As I said earlier, Olaf turns around, tries to take us on. It's not going to happen. And I'm getting auto attacks on Skarner here, but this champion, I don't want to say it's bad, okay? I don't want to say that this champion's not a good champion. This champion is a good idea. I think that the idea is there. I think that the skill set is cool. You know, things work well together. You got the Q, you know, you can stay right on top of him, just spam the shit out of it. Use the shield to stay on top of him with the extra speed. The E for some sustainability, and also to heal yourself in the jungle. Here's a nice flash onto Sona. I ult her and I drag her back to the team. We take her out real quick as we're taking out the inhibitor. And I do apologize there wasn't a ton of gameplay talking. I'm just trying to give people a view of this champion and what it can do. But at the same time, I just feel the mana costs on things, although they're deceptively low, you can't spam unless you build to spam, you know, like as I said with the mana regen runes or the mana mune, so that you can just sit there and spam your Q the entire time, which really, if the mana isn't there for the champion, when they're auto-attacking and lowering the cooldowns, what's the point of having a shorter cooldown if you're not going to be able to use it? This champion is work, okay? Everything this champion does feels like York when he was first released. I feel anything this champion can do in the jungle, this champion can do in a solo lane, this champion can do anywhere, another champion can do better. Okay, you might want to try him on free week if you have an interest. I do foresee some buffs, and I'll probably revisit him when he does receive those. I don't know where the buffs are going to be. As far as build, I do like rushing the Madrid's Razors, the Wriggles Lantern, straight into a Sheen. You know, you need your Merc Treads for boots most of the time, unless they don't have any stuns, and if that's the case, I don't care what boots you take, that's a personal preference issue, but it is nice to get some tenacity, because you will be up in the front, and there is a chance that you will get caught trying to snag somebody. You can build AP, right? You can go Hextech Gunblade, you can go, which I do like. I do like after Trinity Force because it does have the snare, it does have the slow, and it does have plenty of lifesteal and spell vamp, which Skarner is very spammy and he does take huge advantage of. But the other thing is that he synergizes well with Rylaze. Now, Rylaze is fantastic for the slow and the health, and it does make you sturdier, but you're really not going to be getting as much bang for your buck when you're trying to just take someone down. It really, I feel the best Skarner builds have yet to be seen. I've gone full tanky, I've gone Sunfire, I've done the Trinity tanks, I've done, you name it, I've tried it on this champion. I've played probably 20 games on him. I have tried everything possible from mana pin, or magic pin runes, armor pin runes, jungling set. Really, I don't know, and I feel that I am letting you as the viewers down, looking for some sort of advice on this. Try jungle, try with armor runes for your yellows, and you're going to have to just build a mana mune and just spam all day. Really, he takes advantage of it. He is a very spammy champion. He will get plenty of AD from it. He will get a huge mana pool from it, and he definitely needs it. So, this has been Veruda. I really apologize if this video is not what you were looking forward to. I can get you some more gameplay of Skarner if you guys really want it, and I can do some commentary of it. Just go back and watch through without volume, turn up your favorite music, see if you like what's going on. There are a couple good snags in the film. I just don't know. I don't think he's bad. I don't want to say that. His kit is a very unique idea in its own way, because it's an ability-using champion. It's just going to spam the shit out of him, but he has these issues that we've addressed, and other very big names in the LoL community are coming forward saying they don't think he is where he needs to be. So I definitely agree with that. I think he needs a buff. If you want to play him, if your friend owns it, use their account. Don't spend real-life money on this champion. I bought the skin because I really enjoyed the skin and I thought it would be fun to have, but that's me. Wait till free week. He's different. So yeah, this has been Veruda. Take it easy, and I will see you out there. Thanks, guys.